A warm good morning all dear my children. This is the final part of the explanation video lessons on a gift of chapels. In this video lesson, I included one extra material of the story of Karna. So you will get a clear picture of the allusion in the story. When Ravi referring the name of Karna. So what is the significance of Karna in the story that you can get after watching the entire video? The earlier two parts I have also brought you. If you haven't watched it, subscribe the channel, watch and come to the third part. So I recommend you stay with me right till the end of the video. Let us go. Children, now we can go to the final part of the story. Look here. The music master came out of the house and took an unappreciative look at the three of them sitting quietly under the tree playing marbles. After the music lesson, the music master came out, and as he came out, he noticed the three children. They were sitting under the tree there and playing marbles. You know what is marbles? I will show you the picture. Look at the three children playing marbles there. Look at the children. They are playing marbles. Then he searched for his chappals in the veranda where he had put them. As he came out, he noticed the children and later he searched for his chappals. Lalli, he called. After a few moments, she hurried up to him. Have you seen my chappals, my dear? I remember having kept them here. The music master called Lalli. She came running and he asked her whether she had seen her chappals anywhere there. Ravi, Mrudu and Meena silently watched Lalli, and the music master searched every corner of the veranda. He scurried around. Scurried means run around in a hurry. And looking over the railing, look at the rails. The music master searched for his chappals everywhere here. And crouching near the flower post. Crouching means bending down. Bending down. Crouching near the flower pots. Look at the flower pots that are arranged there. The music master moved around here and looking for his chappals. To look between them. Brand new they were. I went all the way to Mount Road to buy them. He went on saying, they cost a whole month's fees. Do you know? He was searching and at the same time valuing and the effort he spent for buying the chappals. And he claimed that it was a brand new one. We had already noticed its condition. It was a worn out, dusty and black chappals. But now he claiming that they were brand new one. Look at the next paragraph. Soon Lalli went in to tell her mother. Lalli ran to kitchen. Rukumani appeared, looking harassed. She looking a little bit harassed, anxious, because it is first time. The music master was losing his chappals there at their home, so she was a little bit harassed, a little bit anxious, with the party following her. And behind this Rukumani, the party was coming. Where could they be? It is really quite upsetting to think someone might have stolen them. So many vendors come to the door, worried party. So this was party's opinion. It might have been taken away by some vendors because people used to come there for selling their goods. So everyday necessity things, many people used to come there. So one of them might have taken it away. Party observed. Rukumani caught sight of Ravi, Mrudu and Meena sitting under the tree. It was at this time Rukumani noticed these three children. Have you children? She began. And then seeing they were seen curiously quiet. Curiously quiet means oddly or strangely. Unusual quietness went on more slowly. Then Rukumani went up to these three children. Earlier they were playing marbles. Seen anyone lurking around the veranda? Have you seen any vendor who lurking around the veranda? Lurking here means somebody came there in a stealthy manner especially to steal things away. She asked. A sharp V-shaped line had formed between her eyebrows. The V-shaped line that formed between her eyes, she was frowning at the children. Another straight, tighter one appeared in place of her usually soft, pleasant mouth. Rukumani was angry, thought Mrudu with a shiver. She would not be so upset if she knew about the poor beggar with sores on his feet, she tried to tell herself. When Mrudu saw the angry face of Rukumani, she consoled herself that this Rukumani would not be so upset if she saw the beggar with the blisters in his feet. Taking a deep breath, she cried, Rukumani, there was a beggar there, poor thing. He had such boils on his feet. Boils means that sores or that blisters in his feet. So, Rukumani asked. Said Rukumani grimly. Grimly means gloomily or dislikely. Turning to Ravi. You gave the music master's chappals to that old beggar who turns up here? She turned to Ravi and asked, did you give the chappals to the beggar? Then party, music master, Lally, all understood where the chappals gone. So, party groaned. Children these days groaned party. Groan means complained. Complained party. Amma, didn't you tell me about Karna, who gave away everything he had, even his gold earrings? He was so kind and generous. Ravi wanted to prove his act as a right one, because Rukumani several a time told the story of Karna, who gave away everything he had, and asked Ravi to follow that example. And now he asking her, what was the wrong in it? What he did a little time earlier. Now children, let us go for a journey to the Indian epic Mahabharata. Karna is a character that is referred in this story, Ravi. Ravi complained to his mother that she used to tell him, be generous like Karna. But when he did it, she began to complain against him. So what was this generosity of Karna? Let us go and understand, then come back to story. Karna, the fate's child. Life played a cruel game with Karna. Yet he had a respectable life. Generosity and giving are the two policies he kept throughout his life. Let's take a glance into Karna's life. Karna was literally abandoned by his own mother. Kunti, the princess, was given a boon by sage Durvasa that she could invoke a mantra and call any god and have a child. While still unmarried, she called Surya, the sun god, and Karna was born. Kunti was ashamed of the son, without a father to show, and didn't know how to explain the birth, so she put the child in a basket on a river. He was refused the knowledge of warfare because he was a charioteer's son. Karna was brought up by a charioteer, a class much lower than the mighty Kshatriyas. But in his blood, he was a warrior. He went to Dronacharya to learn warfare, but Drona rejected his proposal because he was not a Kshatriya. Undaunted with a thirst for learning, he disguised himself as a Brahmin to learn. He disguised himself as a Brahmin to learn warfare from Parashurama and learned everything there is to learn about warfare. Such was his dedication. Parashurama cursed him, even though he knew that Karna was a Kshatriya. We all know the story where Parashurama is resting his head on Karna's lap and the wasp lands on Karna's thigh and burrows a hole. Parashurama knew that Karna was a Kshatriya. Way before this incident, he knew Karna lied about being a Brahmin, and he still cursed Karna. He cursed that Karna would lose all essential knowledge of weapons when he would need the most. He even outshone Arjun when they finished their training, but was shooed away like a dog by Dronacharya. After the Pandavas and the Kauravas finished their training, a grand gala was organized where they showed off their awesome skills. Karna made his way to this gala and did feats that leave all the Pandavas and Kauravas embarrassed. He outshone each of them. Then he is shooed away from the place by Drona for not being a Kshatriya again. Drona also accused Karna of adharma because he thought that Karna stole all the military knowledge because he is not entitled to it. He won Draupadi's hand in marriage even before Arjuna by hitting the fish's eye, but again was rejected. At Draupadi's Swayamvar, Karna shoots the fish before Arjuna, but is rejected outrightly in front of everyone by Draupadi. She proclaimed in front of the whole crowd that she would never marry a Sutha, the lowly caste. Karna accepted this and walked away. Karna gave his enchanted armor to a disguised Indra, even when he knew it was a dirty trick. Karna was born with an impenetrable golden armor, a gift from his father, Surya. Indra, Arjuna's father, knew that this armor would prevent Karna's death, and so went in disguise to ask for the armor. The armor is not an armor that one puts on like clothes. The armor is attached to him and is a bodily part. He nevertheless ripped out the armor and gave it away, as we would rip out a chunk of flesh from our body. When the Kurukshetra war was almost at a close, the Pandavas were reeling from the assault by Karna. Karna had defeated every Pandava brother except for Arjuna. One night after the battle, Kundi approached Karna and appealed to him not to kill any Pandavas. Karna agreed and said that Kundi will have all her 5 sons, and he said this in spite of knowing that Kundi is his mother. And this is in spite of Kundi knowing that Karna is her son. Arjuna's chariot wheel was stuck in their duel, and Karna paused the fight, respecting the rules of the war. On the day Arjuna faced off with Karna, the weather was horrible because Indra, god of rain, was in full force to support his son. Arjuna's chariot wheel was stuck in the mud while fighting Karna, and Karna stopped fighting because it was not fair. Krishna and Arjuna pulled the chariot wheel free, and then fighting resumed, only to be killed in the most wretched fashion. Then Karna's chariot wheel was stuck, and all the curses followed. He forgot the incantations to divine weapons, and Arjuna killed him when he was the most vulnerable. And then, when he was almost dying, he still had something to give. When he was in the mud dying, Krishna came forth in a Brahmin's disguise and asked for some alms from Karna. Karna took a stone from the ground and broke 2 of his gold teeth and gave it to the Brahmin. The Brahmin cursed Karna for giving him teeth with the saliva on it. Karna, almost dead, took a bow and arrow and punctured earth so that there was a spring of water to wash the teeth clean. He offered the clean gold teeth to Krishna. Krishna was so impressed by Karna. He showed him his Vishwarup. Thus, Karna becomes only the third mortal to see this vision. All his life, Karna was ridiculed, shamed, and humiliated every time, and not just by other characters. He was shamed by fate itself, but he never stopped learning or giving and never stopped fighting, and he never stopped being a loyal friend to Duryodhana. Along with this story, a little bit knowing about Karna is essential. That's why I brought the story here. Now let us go back to the story again. Silly, snapped Rukumani. Karna didn't give away other people's things. He only gave away his own. That was Rukumani's reply. Karna never gave away other people's things. He gave away only his own things. That's the difference, she reminded him. But my chappals wouldn't have fitted the beggar's feet. Ravi rushed brashly on. Brashly means bravely. And Amma, if they did fit, would you really not have minded? Whether had she any problem if those chappals were fit for that beggar? If he had given his own chappal to that beggar? He asked. Ravi, said Rukumani, very angry now. Go inside this minute. Go inside. She threatened him. She hurried indoors and brought out Gopu Mama's hardily worn new chappals. Hardly worn means new one. No damage happened. Not worn. It's new one. These should fit you. Sir, please put this on. I am so sorry. My son has been very naughty. I am so sorry, she was telling to the music master. He showed some pranks. That's why he gave away the music master's chappals to the beggar. She reminded the music master. The music master's eyes lit up. When the music master saw the new chappals, his eyes shone. He put them on, trying not to look too happy, but he never showed that happiness in his face because he had already claimed that his were the new brand one. His chappals were new brands. So he did not show any happiness in his face when he got a new chappals in the place of his old worn out chappals. The music master was anyhow happy. Well, I suppose these will have. Look at the new pair of chappals in the place of the old one. He said he would adjust with this one. To do. These days, children have no respect for elders. What to do? Then this was his complaint about the general character of children of the time. A Hanuman incarnate. Only Raman can save such a naughty fellow. Then he commented that these children of today, especially the child who took away the chappals, he said he was a Hanuman incarnate. Incarnate means in human form. In human form. He was a Hanuman in incarnate, Hanuman in human form. Only Raman can save such a naughty fellow. Rukmani's eyes flashed. Immediately, Rukmani's eyes flashed. She felt a little bit angry. She did not seem to like Ravi being called a monkey, even a holy monkey. She did not like her son was being called a monkey, even though it was Hanuman, a holy monkey. She stood stiff and straight by the front door. So immediately her posture changed. She became stiff and stood there. It was clear she wanted him to leave quickly. She liked that man, the music master must be gone away from there quickly. She did not want to see him more. If the music master stayed there a little time more, she would say something to him. So she also wanted the man go away immediately. Come to the last paragraph. When he had clattered off in his new chappals, she said, clattered off means when you wear a new chappal, it produces certain sound while you walk. So that sound is called clattered off. Mridu, come in and have some tiffin. Tiffin means something to eat, breakfast like. Honestly, how do you children think of such things? Thank God your Gopu Mama doesn't wear his chappals to work. What do you think about things like this? The people's chappals and other things. Then she relieved herself that her brother Gopu or the children's uncle Gopu Mama, he went to office without wearing the chappals and he went with his shoes. As she walked towards the kitchen with Mridu and Meena, she suddenly began to laugh. Yes, as they walked towards the kitchen, this Rukumani began to laugh. But he is always in such a hurry to throw off his shoes and socks and get into his chappals as soon as he comes home. Their Gopu Mama, as soon as he reaches home, he wants to change his shoes and puts on the new chappals. That was his custom. What's your mama going to say this evening when I tell him I gave his chappals to the music master? So what will be his reply when he comes back home and seeking for the chappals? Rukumani shall tell him that she has given those chappals to that music master, and what will be his reply? Thinking about it, Rukumani laughed.